Hey guys, I'm Joe Drake back to recap another episode of 90 Day Fiancé Self-Quarantine. Okay, so last night we started off with Russ and Pau. They're still living together in Florida, but what I thought was really funny about this couple is, of course, they were arguing about who does more in the house. I feel like now that people are self-quarantined with their partner, I think it's really showing true colors about the relationship. I would imagine people are fighting about who does what in the house, who cleans more, who does more cooking. I am living single in New York City, so I don't really have those problems. I do have a roommate, but we are getting along. But I can only imagine what it's like in a marriage or in a relationship to have to survive this quarantine. Now in sadder news, Russ's grandmother died during the COVID-19 crisis. She didn't die from the coronavirus, but it is a sad reminder that there are other illnesses, there are other deaths happening out there, not from this pandemic, and it really makes it hard because you may not be able to grieve in the way that you would in normal circumstances. So it is just a sobering reminder that there are other sad things happening out there amidst COVID-19. Now, as for the family Chantel, I don't know about you, but I kind of find this section a little bit boring. I did think it was funny though. I had never heard about a bug out bag. Have you? Apparently it's an emergency bag that you can put stuff in and just grab it and go if you have to bug out. I had never heard it before, but I guess it makes sense in this situation. Of course, we saw Karen show us what she looks like without makeup. I'm sure a lot of people out there watching this video right now are in their homes, in their apartments, in their pajamas without makeup because, hey, who cares, right? Moving on to Ben and Akyini. Ben is still living in Phoenix and still has his job. As for Akyini, she's in Kenya, and this was a really eye-opening situation. Apparently, they have a very strict curfew over there at 7 p.m., and if anyone is found outside after 7 o'clock, they are arrested. So as tough as it may be here in the United States, at least we are able to get out and walk with our masks on, with our gloves on, keeping our social distance. But it does sound really scary to be in another part of the world where they have such strict laws. Now, as you guys may know, this couple was supposed to get married on August 29th, and as of now, the wedding is still on. I know that people that have weddings coming in late summer, early fall, into the winter are still holding out hope and aren't changing their dates just yet. But as time moves on, they may have to look at picking another date. The good news here is Ben tested negative for COVID-19. He got a test. So at this point, they are just waiting to get back together and hopefully walking down that aisle on August 29th. As for Michael and Juliana, I don't know if you guys were as shocked as I was, but they are quarantined with his ex and her husband. Now, he said it all just made sense for them to quarantine under one roof, but of course, with that many different personalities and the dynamic of the relationship, I'm sure it's a little tougher than he is letting on. Of course, Juliana is as annoyed as everyone else would be with Michael being messy, even putting signs on the door and creating a list of the people that are messiest in the house. Topping the list are the dogs, and coming in at second is Michael. And unfortunately, we found out last night that Sarah was diagnosed with breast cancer, which again, just reminds you that life does go on in the best and the worst ways amidst the coronavirus pandemic, and people out there have struggles just like everybody else. And last but certainly not least, Patrick and Miriam. This was an interesting story because I didn't know that they had rekindled. Patrick is actually living in Las Vegas now and working as a DJ. He actually said on the show that it had been 2.5 years since he had spoken to Miriam, but ever since the lockdown happened in the United States, he reached out to her. They've been FaceTiming together, and he even said once everything is over here in the United States, she has a one-way ticket to Las Vegas to be with him. I wonder if this is actually going to happen. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comments below and let us know. And as always, subscribe to our YouTube channel because we'll be right here next week.